Shalom. Let's start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Salutations to those for just pushing this truth across the four corners of the earth, our faith, truth, and sincerity. Alright, it's the brother. I'm gonna want to buy from the Birmingham camp, Alabama GMS. Let me get the sentence going to the recent news with the stock market. How it went down to the bear market, which it goes down, or it's like get to that bear market, or is it just about, but get to that point of getting it going down more. Eventually, like I say, it's gonna lead to they say a recession, and like I say eventually it could lead to ultimately crashing, which when it does crash. And it could be this year, could be this summer, or before going to the fall. It could crash. This system, this economy, the stock market, could crash and go straight all down, gonna go downhill from there. All hell gonna be breaking loose out here, man. Cause once it happens, once this stock market crash happens, it's over with. It's done. There's no returning back to enormity. Things gonna go drastically bad, man. People gonna get laid off, and job losses, and like I say, inflation, things gonna be going up higher, and so forth, man. So we in those times, man. What the scriptures have, prophesy, what's to come to this wicked kingdom of the Esau Edomites world, into America, Babylon Great, nothing but utter chaos, death and destruction, man. That's what's coming to America, Babylon the Great, But I'm getting to it. It said, what happens when stock markets become bears? Become bears. So I'm go here. Start off here. Said the S&P 500, which the S&P means Standard Poor's 500, on Monday dropped into its second bear market of the pandemic, crossing a symbolic and worrisome threshold as stocks plunged following a metric rise over the last 2 years. So it dropped it to its second bear market, man. Of the pandemic, so like I say, this is the second time, and hey, if it don't get better, if it don't rise back up, get out that bear market, then I said eventually it's gonna crash. The stock market gonna crash, and like I said, it's gonna be the crash of all crashes. Which that's scripture on that, which you're gonna get. But let's go into this article, they saying, hey, if it, it's gonna get worse, man, if it don't, get out of that bear market. But reading on, bear markets when stocks decline at least 20% from the recent peaks are relatively rare, and they frequently precede as recession. This sellout dragging the S&P Standard Poor's down from a peak on January 3rd, which reflects the new bear market starting point, comes as concerns mount over high inflation, the war in Ukraine, the CV, and the Federal Reserve attempts to rein in the economy. So, yeah, the situation going on in Ukraine. The CV, it hurt the economy, as far as producing and so forth. So we in those times, of seeing the great stock market crash in all history. We had one in 1929, and then like I said, that lasted. The recession, the stock market that happened then. The recession, depression. The Great Recession, Depression, that lasted 10 years. from 1929 to 1939. So how much more when this goes down, and it ain't gonna be no 10 years, this gonna last about ain't gonna be no 10 years. Like I say, once this happen, man, it's gonna accelerate. This place gonna go down quick. This society is gonna go, these people out here gonna be losing their mind, man, once it do happen, once this stock market do crash, man. But from now on, go to let me see if some more on this. I'll read this part. It said, the worry among stock traders is that the Fed could be forced to constrict the economy's growth in order to bring inflation under control, leading to a recession. While recessions have often followed bear markets, one does not necessarily cause the other. So I say, eventually, like I said, if it don't get out that bear market, if it continue to go down, not improving, I say gonna lead to a recession. I say really, the stock market crashing, man. So we in those times. So let's see. Then it said, not everyone. I'll read this part. Not everyone believes a recession is imminent this time, in part because there are areas of the economy that are doing better than previous bear market moments. So you got those, those out there that don't believe ain't gonna be no recession, ain't gonna, the stock market is gonna go, gonna get back to normal. They hoping for that. See, these Americans, and like I say, these, these ones in New York, the people in New York, the stock traders and so forth, people that they be watching their money, traders, all that. They hoping that it don't be no recession. Then eventually, I say the crash happen, stock market crash happen, where it isn't, ain't gonna be no return from it, man. Cause I said, what's gonna be the power to the solution? Once it do happen, is all it is like it's gonna be nothing but a new currency, a reset, of a new currency that's gonna be into play, come into play, which is gonna be the MOTV in Revelation 13:16, the CHIP, that's gonna be the new currency, man. So that's that's what's coming. And I say it definitely, and I say it could definitely be these elites, they setting it up, for this economy, for the stock market to crash, so they can bring in a wicked NWO agenda, which is to CHIP the masses of the people. Revelation 13:16, MOTV, bringing the MOTV. But so from there, I'm gonna go to the scriptures. This is Zephaniah 1:10. And it shall come to pass in the day, said the Lord, that there shall be a noise, a cry from the fish gate. That's the first. I said he had the first stock market crash. That was 1929. And a howling from the second, the one 2008, and a great crashing from the hills. That's the one that's coming up. It's it's near. Like I said, it could definitely be this year. It could happen to where this summer, before going to the fall, it could crash. The great crash of all crashes. So, the stock market. So, we definitely in those times that it could definitely happen. This year, this summer. Before going to the fall. Around that time in the fall or something like that. It's gonna happen. Eventually, it's gonna happen. According to scripture and prophecy, man, it's gonna happen, man. So from there, I'll go to I'm end off with Zephaniah 1:11. How you inhabitants of Matesh, for all the merchant people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off. So yeah. So you look up Matesh. It was a place where they trade and sell. Back it was like either it was in Israel or kind of outside of Israel. Back back in those times. You look it up, but that's the same thing that's going on in America. They stalk the stalkers in New York. They the traders up there traders in New York stock and trade same thing that they did in Matesh they was trading and so forth, selling so that's the same thing that's going up in New York. So eventually, like I said, Lord Yahweh finna cut them down. Finna be cut off. Ain't gonna be no more. Of that, of that. It's gonna be it'll come to an end of that, man. All that. The trading. Stock market trading, all that. That going on in New York. That's gonna come to an end. So eventually, like I say, man, all this leading up to the MOTB to be pushed, man. A new currency, but like I say, these devils ain't gonna fully, they ain't gonna really fulfill they wicked, vain, wicked imagine, vain imagination, they're trying to push, they new order, they NWO, new order agenda, trying to control the masses of the people, and so forth, trying to track the people, trying to be like the Most High. I'm talking about the elites of Esau, Edom, so-called white people, red people. What they trying to do, so the bankers. But Lord Yahweh ain't gonna let them go full go with it. Ain't gonna be no full established, new order, a plan, that they trying to do, Because eventually Lord Yahweh gonna turn it. He's gonna destroy, America, Babylon the Great, and take down the so-called white man, Esau, Edomites out of power. The elites of Esau, the ones that run the earth, that control the resources and the money and so forth. So these devils, they know they got a short time to push their new order agenda. So we in that time. So it's all about me myself first foremost, keeping the faith in Lord Yahweh, keep pushing His word, and just hope to be found worthy of the Lord to escape His wrath of judgment. And so and like I said, the apostle, husband, brethren, the sister brethren that teaching the word of the Lord, that's what we hope for, in the times that we know we in and going forward, to hope for mercy and deliverance from Lord Yahweh, from the plagues and and the death and destruction that's coming to this wicked kingdom, Esau Edomites world, so-called white people, red people world, So with that, they won't make this too long. So again, I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, to the apostle elders, to the sister brothers, to the few Aqua sisters that do listen, keep the faith in Yahushua, keep fighting that say Shalom.